potential surge, maybe even a boom.
Right.
All because of, well, they're saying Trump's interest in it. And now everyone's wondering, should they be like rushing out to buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, or maybe even diving into like those smaller altcoins?
Well, Trump's been kind of all over the place when it comes to crypto.
Yeah.
One minute he's calling Bitcoin a scam. The next, his administration is like thinking about a digital dollar. It's hard to say what he'll actually do.
Right.
So it's really important to look beyond just the headlines, right?
Yeah.
We got to dig into the specifics, like what policies he might actually implement and how those policies would actually affect the different cryptocurrencies.
Okay, so don't just like blindly follow the hype.
Exactly.
So then what about real estate?
Oh, yeah.
The source brings up Trump's history in real estate.
Yeah.
And they're suggesting that his policies might actually be good for people who want to invest in property.
Yeah, well, there's definitely a few angles to think about here.
Right.
On one hand, his tax cuts, they could be good for real estate investors, especially those in the higher tax brackets.
Right.
But on the other hand, his trade policies, those could actually affect things like construction costs and mortgage rates, which, that could make things a bit unpredictable.
Yeah, make things volatile.
Exactly. So you got to weigh all those specifics before jumping in.
So it's not as simple as just Trump likes real estate, so it's a good investment.
Nope.
Okay. Speaking of taxes, they also recommend taking advantage of those tax-friendly accounts like IRAs.
Yeah.
Can you break that down for us?
Sure. So IRAs, specifically traditional and Roth IRAs, they're really powerful tools when it comes to saving for retirement.
Okay.
Now, a traditional IRA, that lets you, deduct your contributions from your taxes now,
Right.
which can be a big help.
Yeah.
But then a Roth IRA, that offers tax-free withdrawals in retirement.
Okay.
So depending on, your income and your plans for the future, one might actually be more advantageous than the other under a Trump administration, especially if his tax policies continue to favor certain income brackets.
Right. That's super helpful.
Yeah.
Now, let's see. This source also talks about a possible American manufacturing renaissance under Trump. And they're pointing to energy, industrial equipment, and raw materials. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's definitely possible that some industries might get a boost from specific policies, right? Like take energy, for example.
Okay.
Trump's been very vocal about supporting domestic oil and gas production.
Yeah.
And that could, create some opportunities in those sectors.
Yeah.
But we also got to remember the bigger picture, globalization and all these technological advancements, those are going to continue to shape the manufacturing landscape no matter who's in office.
Okay, so maybe focusing on just a few specific sectors within manufacturing, that might be the key?
Could be.
Okay, now, the source also talks about e-commerce as this, lucrative path.
Yeah.
And with online shopping growing like crazy, is it a sure bet?
Well, e-commerce is definitely booming, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
But the competition out there, it's fierce.
Right.
It's not just about, setting up a shop online anymore. To really succeed, you need to have a unique value proposition, something that sets you apart from everyone else. You got to understand digital marketing, how to reach your customers online.
Right.
And you got to be able to adapt to all these constantly changing consumer trends.
Yeah.
So think about what makes you different, how you're going to reach your customers, and how you're going to keep up in a market that's always evolving.
Right. So it's more about building a solid strategy than just riding a wave.
Exactly.
Okay, now what about gold?
Gold.
The source is saying it's a safe haven during, times of potential economic uncertainty. So is now the time to stock up on precious metals?
Well, gold is a really interesting one. I mean, it's this ancient symbol of wealth, right?
Yeah.
But it still holds a lot of sway in modern markets. And investors, they tend to flock to it when things feel uncertain. They're looking for stability.
Yeah.
But the truth is, its performance, it's really unpredictable. It's tied to all these global events and investor sentiment. It's not a guaranteed win, even if Trump becomes president.
Okay, so it's not as simple as just like buy gold, wait for the profits.
Right.
Okay, now I love this next one.
Oh, yeah.
The source actually advocates for learning high-demand skills, things like coding, data analysis, or digital marketing.
Oh, I love that.
What do you think?
I think it's brilliant, honestly.
Yeah.
Investing in your skills is always a smart move.
Mm.
It doesn't matter what the political or economic climate is.
Right.
Having valuable skills, it makes you adaptable. You can roll with the punches.
Yeah.
And it opens up so many more opportunities.
Yeah.
So yeah, think about which skills are in high demand and how you can actually go about acquiring them.
Yeah.
There's online courses, boot camps, even mentoring can be really helpful.
So it's a good backup plan no matter what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, now here's a really interesting one.
Okay.
Green investments, even with Trump's support for fossil fuels.
Yeah. That's a tricky one.
Yeah. Can these two things even coexist?
Well, it's definitely a complex landscape,
Yeah.
This shift towards renewable energy, it's happening globally.
Right.
And it's driven by a lot of things, environmental concerns, technological advancements, and while government policies do play a role, the momentum, it's already there.
Okay.
So there might actually be opportunities in both traditional energy sectors and in the booming renewable energy market.
So it's not necessarily in either situation.
Right.
Okay. The source also suggests that defense stocks might see a boost under Trump.
Right.
Is that a sound investment strategy?
Well, defense budgets, they're influenced by so many things, geopolitical events, policy changes.
Right.
And while a focus on national defense could be good for certain companies, you have to consider the long-term implications of those investments.
Yeah.
And understand that sector, it can be pretty volatile.
Right. A lot to think about there. Finally, they paint this picture of, entrepreneurship under Trump. So is it time to quit our jobs and launch that startup?
Well, entrepreneurship can be amazing, incredibly rewarding.
Yeah.
But it takes a lot more than just, favorable political conditions. You need a strong business plan, you got to be resilient, and you got to be adaptable.
Right.
So think about your passion, think about what makes your offering unique, and think about how you're going to navigate all the challenges that come with starting a business.
So it's about more than just the political winds blowing in a certain direction.
Exactly.
Okay, so overall, it seems like in a new political landscape, it might present some opportunities.
Sure.
But we got to be smart about it.
Absolutely.
We got to think critically,
Yeah.
and we got to have a long-term perspective.
Couldn't agree more. Instead of trying to predict the future, focus on building valuable skills, diversify your portfolio, and stay informed.
Yeah.
That's how you capitalize on any opportunity, no matter who's in office.